So, yes, I am back again. All praises to the Most High God, the Triune God, the Creator of the universe. All praises to the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit for giving us wisdoms to understand things and for giving us life to be here and health to be able to speak and the ability to speak truth and to make things clear. So, if you look at the topic today, we'll be looking at this guy called Ziyad Karam AKA BeholderGuard. So, this guy used to be frequent and Kenny Boomer considered this TV live. And this guy, to me, is a very nasty person, but you see this uh, um, brother Kelly Powers invited him to speak about his belief on Kelly Powers' show. So we'll see some of the things that this guy, you see how he come on, and I think he believed that Kelly Power doesn't know much about Islam, so he come there to just gloat and talk nonsense. So we're going to reveal some of the nonsense that he says. And you will see a specific statement that he said that doesn't even make no sense. When you look at the statement of this guy, you will see directly that this Muslim beholder God make no sense whatsoever. So we're just going to go into it from here. I will show you exactly what he says. But before I go, I would just ask the Most High, the Holy Spirit, to let me speak clear and let me I'll give a citation that is worthy to debunk this nonsensical Muslim. So we're gonna go into it and we're gonna look at the. It's called a debate. So if you look at the title, when I let me share it with you right now, and you will see, if you look at the title, it will say a debate. But is it really a debate? It's Kelly Powers and this guy called Ziyad Karim. Name is Beholder Guard. And this guy is very, very, when I say, he actually tried to strike my channel already. My channel is fairly new in the sense of, hey, Daniel Davis, how are you, my brother? So he tried to strike my channel. He complained to YouTube, tried to strike my channel already. So if we look at it, let's share and you will see what he says. Here you will see what he says. He says, I hope you guys can see it. Let me enlarge it a little so you guys can see. It says Kelly Powers. It actually say debate. It said debate the difference of Christianity versus Islam. But it was not a debate. It really was not a debate. It was a dialogue. And I don't know why it's written as a debate, but it was not a debate. Because when you have a debate, you hold people to their words. Whatever the person say, you hold them to their words. So let's go into it and we'll see some of the things that this Muslim says. So I'm going to start at like the 25-26 marker on the video. So let's go.
What is something about you so I'll let you kind of take off for a little bit, and then I'll maybe give some thoughts back. Like, so when you just talk to people in general and you share differences of what you believe compared to Christians, why don't you take a few minutes and just kind of go down some of the basics from your point of view?
Sure. Well, the basics is that when I started reading the Quran, because it happened because we believe that there's something called destiny in Islam. Islam has five pillars and 6 articles of faith.
Okay.
And the 5 pillars are declaration of faith, prayer, almsgiving, fasting, and if you can, it's not 100% necessary. If you can, at least once in your lifetime, go to Mecca.
Okay.
for Hajj,
Okay.
pilgrimage.
Yeah.
If you can. If you can't, no problem. And there are 6 articles of faith, which are believe in God, believe in his angels, believe in his prophets, believe in his heavenly books, believe in the last day, and believe in destiny. These are the 6 articles of faith.
Do you notice he says believing in destiny? So if we look at what this guy is actually calling believing in their destiny, then you will see where what destiny really means when it comes to Islam. What is destiny really? Is destiny something that you can control? No. According to Islam, you cannot control your destiny. You're not in control of your destiny. So really and truly, you do not have free will, even though they try to tell you that you have free will. You really don't have free will. And we look at a couple of hadith, and we will show you that in Islam, you really don't have free will. So let me share this hadith with you, and then we'll show you that in Islam there is no free will. So when he's talking about destiny, this is what he's actually talking about. If he's knowledgeable of his own religion, this is what he's talking about. Okay, so here we go. So if you look at, let me make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing here. If you look at this, this is this is Sahih Bukhari, and this is Sahih Bukhari 47:38. The prophet said, Moses argued with Adam and said to him, Adam, you are the one who got the people out of paradise by your sin and thus made them miserable. Adam replied, O Moses, you are the one whom Allah select for his messages, or his message for his direct talk. Yet you blame me for a thing which Allah had ordained for me before he created me. So Moses is telling Adam, and Adam is telling Moses that he was ordained to sin before he was created. Because what Adam is saying to Moses, what Moses is saying to Adam is, you are the one who get the people out of paradise by your sin. And Moses is saying, you are yet you blame me for a thing which Allah had ordained for me before he created me. And then listen what Muhammad said. And the messenger further said, so Adam overcome Moses by argument. So he overcome him. So you see, destiny, in Islam, there is you're predestined to do what you do. And if you look into the Quran verses, you will see where the Quran itself says, Allah lead astray whom he lead astray. So if let me see if I find that verse real fast. So if you look at it, you will see where the Quran itself said, Allah lead astray whom he lead astray. So this is Surah 14, verse 4. We did not send any messenger but speaking in the language of his people so that he might clearly convey the message to them. So Allah let go astray whom he wills and let's find guidance whom he will. So let's read a different translation, because that's one that is so crazy. So let's see let's see what Yusuf Ali says. We sent not a messenger except to teach in the language of his own people in order to make things clear to them. Now Allah leads astray. This is saying leads astray, but one is saying let astray. See this one here, Sai International. Let's see what that says. And after the message expound, Allah, let's go astray. So let's try this one. And we did not send any messenger except speaking in the language of his people to stay clear for them. And Allah sends astray thereby whom he will and guides whom he wills. So Allah sends astray people astray. So if you look at the Quran, it is actually telling you that Allah sent people astray. So your destiny is already controlled. And if you remember, Aisha said there was a, let me see if I could find that too. There's another one that is so clear, hadith that is so clear. Hadith that is so clear that people are created for hell before they were even designed for hell before they were even born. So let's find it here. So here we are. This is Sahih Muslim, so we're gonna read that one for you. Okay. So here we go. Let's find it, then we read it for you guys. Here we go. So I'm gonna share the screen with you guys so you guys could see this. That the Quran, Islam is. So when he's talking about destiny, this is what he is I think he's talking about, or else maybe he doesn't know his Quran that his religion that well. But let's see what this says right here. So this is Sahih Muslim, and this is a book 33, hadith 64, 36. And it says, Aisha, the mother of the believer, said that Allah's messenger, may peace be upon him, was called to lead the funeral prayer of a child of Ansar, and said, Allah messenger, there is, and I said, so Aisha is saying, I said, Allah messenger, there is happiness for this child, whom is a bird from the birds of paradise, for it committed no sin, nor has reached the age when it can commit sin. He said, Aisha, peradventure, it may be otherwise, because God created for paradise those who are fit for it, while they were yet in their father's loins, and created for hell those who are to go to hell. He created them for hell while they were yet in their father's loins. So you see, Sahih Muslim, book 33, hadith 64, 36. So according to Islam, there's destiny. That's what he actually, I think he actually talking about, that you're designed for hell, or you're designed for your destiny before you were created. So you really have no control over going to hell or going. So reading the Quran is a waste of time for some people. So being a Muslim, it seems like a waste of time for some people, I think, because if your destiny is designed for you before you were created, what's the sense? For some people too. But anyway, let's get back to the video so we could see what further this guy is saying. So he's talking about destiny. So his first thing that he talk about is his destiny. So we'll get back there and see what else this guy is talking about.
Can you say that one more time?
Sure. Believe in one and only true God, his angels, his messengers, his prophets.
Yep.
The books.
Books. Okay.
The heavenly books which were
Right.
given. The original heavenly books were given by God to different.
Do you notice what he say here? The original heavenly book. Can he find if this naive Muslim can find us one copy of Allah's original heavenly books? This is the whole Islam is based upon nothing in history. Islam is not a historical religion. Islam is just based on conjectures. Moses did this, Noah did this, but it was nowhere written before Muhammad came from the cave, screaming like a girl. So you will see where he's talking about his original books. Where are his original books? Show us a copy of his original books. This is how naive this Muslim is.
Different prophets throughout the history of time, or the commandments, the original commandments were given to them.
Do you notice he said the original commandments? Show us the original commandments. Do you see? Based on emptiness. The whole idea of Islam is based upon emptiness.
Yeah.
Believe in the last day. We call it Yawm al-Qiyamah in Arabic, means the day of resurrection.
Okay.
The day of recompense, the day of judgment.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not exactly a day; it's a period of resurrection. But I'm just saying, we just say the day because Arabic has most Arabic words have multiple meanings. This is where people can get confused in the Quran when they translate it. This is where the mishaps come in.
Yeah.
And
that's the same with Greek too. That's the same with Greek too.
Yeah, Greek is a beautiful language, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful language, one of the most beautiful languages in the world. Not because I'm partly Greek, but because and believe in the destiny.
Destiny. What is destiny? Because you said that a couple times now. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I want to see what he is going to say destiny is, because as I just show you from the Quran, from the Quran and the Hadith, you guys could see exactly what destiny is. That according to the Hadith, you were created for hell before you were born, while you were in your father's loin. And according to the Hadith before, Adam is telling Moses that he was ordained for him to sin before he was created. There's one Hadith that actually say 40 years before I was created, he was ordained to sin 40 years before he was created. But let's go into the let's look into destiny a little bit more, and so let's go to the Quran just a little bit more, and you will see. So if you look at Surah 4:88, so you go to Surah 4:88, it says, "Then what is the matter with you that you are divided into two parties about the hypocrites? Allah has cast them back into disbelief because of what they have earned. Do you want to guide him whom Allah has made to go astray, and he whom Allah has made to go astray will never find for him any way of guidance." And then if you look at 14, and if you read it from Khan, you will see where it says, "Then Allah mislead whom he wills and guide whom he wills." So you continue again, and that is 14 verse 4 that we just read. But if you look at 17 verse 97, it would say, and he whom Allah guides, he is led aright, but he whom he sends astray, for such you will find no helper or protector. So, and then if you look at 74 verse 31, it says, thus Allah lead astray whom he will and guide whom he wills. So the hadith is saying that before you were born, you are born astray, but yet still Muhammad is telling people that you were born a Muslim. You know, the Islam will tell you that you were born a Muslim, but you see this hadith saying that you were before you were when you were in your father's loin, you were designed and created for hell before you even were born. While you were in your father's loins, you were created for hell. And where you see Moses is saying that Allah ordained for him to commit sin. Do you blame me for what Allah ordained? So Moses is saying that you can't blame me for what was ordained of me. So his sin is not on him, it's on Allah, according to what Moses is saying. And guess what Muhammad say? That paraphrasing, that Moses say Adam overcome Moses by his argument. So Adam is saying, yet you blame me for what thing, for a thing which Allah had ordained for me before he created me. So Moses is saying, hey, this is not my blame. My sin is not my problem. I didn't do it on my own. Allah ordained that for me to do. And Muhammad is saying, so Adam overcame Moses by this argument. How can you overcome somebody with an argument that it is God that make you sin? So let's look and see what this guy is going to call destiny. I want to see what his idea of destiny is, because his idea of destiny might be totally different from the Islamic idea of what destiny is. So let's go and see what this guy is going to say.
That you are destined for certain things which have been brought forth to you, because God is all-knowing. God is God. We believe that God is a creator. There is no one like him. There's
So let's stop for a minute here. God is all-knowing, so you are destined for certain things. God is all-knowing, so he created you for hell before you were created. How is that? It doesn't even make no sense, because as I show you from the hadith, he's saying that the child was so young and I've committed no sin. But Muhammad is saying that it may not be so, because Allah created those for hell while they were yet in their father's loins. So the foreknowledge of God, quote unquote God, does not cause you to be a sinner. So what is that all about? You know, Islam is just a stupid mess.
Only one God. This is what the basic belief in Islam. The basic belief in Islam is monotheism.
Do you notice monotheism? And even that's a shallow shallow belief, because if you look at Islam, let's just take a look at Islam, and you will see what we can learn about this so-called monotheism of Islam. Let's just look at Islam and see what we can learn about what this guy is trying to sell here. Because Islam may say one God. They may say, oh, we got one God. But we realize a wise person will look beyond what they are saying and know that there is more gods in Islam. Let me show you why I believe that there is many gods in Islam, a whole bunches of gods. And let's get into it real right now. So the first thing I'm going to share with you, that you will see that there's many gods in Islam. many are gods in Islam. Let me see if this is the one. Okay, look at this hadith right here, and you will see why I believe Islam is a big-time paganism, a pagan religion. So let's read from it. So we know that Islam will teach you that the Kaaba, the stone in the Kaaba was built by Abraham and Ishmael, but we know there is no historical proof that the Kaaba was ever built by Ishmael and Abraham. This is totally not supported by history. There is nowhere before Muhammad came from the cave screaming like a girl that the Kaaba was built by Ishmael and Abraham. But what we know for a fact, because the hadith say that, if we look here is the hadith, and we're going to read the hadith, then I will give you what the number of the hadith is. It says, we used to worship stones. That's what the hadith says. We used to worship stones. So when you look at it, the hadith is telling you that they used to worship stone, that people used to worship stone. So let's read a little bit more. We used to worship stone, and when we found a better stone than the first one, we would throw the first one and take the latter. But if we could not get a stone, then we would collect some earth that is soil, and then bring a sheep and milk that sheep over it and perform tawaf around it. So you see, the people were pagans who used to worship stone, and what you find in the Kaaba, a stone, a black stone. So when this guy is saying that Islam is pure monotheism, that's a lie. That's a total lie, because Muslim bow 5 times a day to a stone. Muslim bow 5 times a day toward a stone, and that's not the only thing that we find in Islam. So let's show you. Let's show something else that we find in Islam. And this stone, they may say, "Oh, we don't worship the stone because we don't do." But you're bowing to a stone 5 times a day, and this very stone was the same stone that the pagans used to circumambulate naked. They actually used to circumambulate this stone naked. This is factual things that we are speaking. The pagans used to go around the stone naked. Even Muhammad say the stone was white when it come down from heaven, and the sin of the people turn it into black. Who knows if that's a fact or nothing? But that's what Muhammad say. But Muhammad was used to make up a whole bunch of story. But what we are seeing here is that the people used to worship stone, and then here are these Muslims bowing 5 times a day to a black stone. And if you look, let me show you something that is so even more disturbing than that. Look, let's show you something that is even more disturbing than that. Okay. And I'm going to quote that hadith that I just finished in a minute. I'll quote it in a minute, what hadith it is in a minute. So this hadith that we find in Bukhari, and it says, Jabir reported, I heard the messenger of Allah, peace and blessing be upon him, when he arrived in Mecca, circling blessing be upon him, when he arrived in Mecca, circling the house 7 times and reciting this verse, take the station of Abram as a place of pride. So Muhammad is telling them that Abram is the Kaaba is the station of Abram. We have no proof of that, and this can be found in Surah 2, verse 125. But there is no historical proof that this was ever associated with Abram in any way. That's why I say Islam is a religion without history. There is no history behind Islam. The things that Islam say, there is no history behind it. And when you look at it, the Prophet prayed behind the station. Then he came to the black stone and greeted it. Do you see? He came to the black stone and he greeted the black stone. Then the Prophet said, we begin as Allah began. And he recite the verse, verily, Al-Safa and Al-Mara are among the symbol of Allah. And you know that Al-Safa and Al-Mara, according to historian, the pagans used to circle those things. So here is Muhammad claiming these things for Islam. And this is Al-Tirmidhi said, the act upon by this is the act upon by the people of knowledge, that they would begin Al-Safa before an Al-Mara. So, but if you look at the history, which I have no time to get into, the pagans used to do this. They used to go around all this stuff that Muhammad is now circling around. But look what happened. Look what happened. Look what happened to, and this is Sahih Muslim and also Sahih al-Bukhari. Sahih Bukhari 1520 and Sahih Muslim 1270. Abis bin Rabia reported Umar bin Ibn al-Khattab, and Umar was one of the companions of Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with him, came to the black stone and he kissed it. Umar said, verily, I know you are only a stone with no power to harm or benefit me. So here it is. A sane man is talking to a stone. Just like Muhammad greeted the stone, here is this man who's supposed to be, human being supposed to be sane, unless there is a mental deficiency. But here is this man talking to the stone. I know you are only a stone with no power to harm or benefit me. Were it not that I saw the prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, kiss you, I would not have kissed you. So you see that? The man's conscience bothered him, kissing a stone, so that he, to the point where he talked to the stone. That's insanity. Islam is pure insanity. And you call that monotheism. Is that monotheism? Where you kiss, somebody kissing a stone and talking to a stone and greeting a stone? And to show you how Muhammad was fascinated by stones, Muhammad tell a story. I can't find it now, so I'm going to tell it from memory. And most of the people in apologetic work knew about this hadith. Muhammad tell a story where the people of Banu Israel used to laugh at Moses because Moses was a shy man and used to take baths by himself. So one day when Moses was taking a bath, he put his clothing on a stone, and the stone take off running with Moses' clothes. So this stone take off running with Moses' clothes, and Moses running after the stone and shouting, "Stone, bring back my clothes," paraphrasing, but something similar, but he was actually talking to the stone. Do you see, Islam is a religion of stupidity and is only for the unlearned and the gullible and the unaware and the stupid, like this guy, BeholderGuard. So here it is, Umar ibn al-Khattab, which is one of Muhammad's companion who always want to kill people. If you go to Umar, always want to kill somebody. Let me kill him. Let me kill him. I kill him. I kill him for you. Umar. So if you look at this guy, he actually kissed the stone. Before he kissed the stone, he actually talked to the stone. No, he kissed it, then he talked to it. He kissed the stone, and then he said to the stone, I know you are only a stone with no power to harm or benefit anyone. But if you look at Islam, there is actually a saying in Islam where the stone will be given eyes and ears and will testify for you, for people on the day of judgment. And this is why this guy, possibly why this guy is a part of the five pillar that you are the five whatever to visit the Kaaba, because you see, you know that almost every year there is actually one year where 200 and something people got trampled at the Kaaba. There is a year where more, like I got it on my Facebook page, where many people, and I will show you. Let me show you this real fast. Got trampled at the just to kiss the stone. Just to kiss the stone. And I will show you this. Let me just show you this real fast. Just to kiss the stone, these people are trampled just to kiss the stone. And you call that monotheism. In whose book? In whose book? So here I am. I'm going to share this. This is my Facebook page. And I'm going to share this with you guys, just to show you that Islam is not about one God at all. Islam is a fraudulent religion of paganism. So here we go. Do you see here? Let me make sure that you guys are seeing it. Do you see here where it said 1990, 1,426 people were killed, were trampled to death. 1994, 270 were killed. And let's spread it out so you guys could see for this pagan worship. Look at it now. Let you guys look at it. Do you see where it says 1998, 180 people killed? 2004, 244 people killed. 2006, 364. 2015, 717 people were killed. And they call them hero because they were trampled while going to do Hajj, what they so-called pilgrimage. This is total paganism. This is paganism. So at the end of the day, this guy is telling you about Islam monotheism, pure monotheism. That's not true. Islam is not a monotheistic religion. It's only in the mind of the gullible that Islam is a monotheistic religion. Let's show you something, and we will see. Let's share this verse right here with you guys, so that you guys could see what we want to share. This is a Quranic verse, and this is Surah 21, verse 17. What is it? Surah 21, verse 17. And I want you guys to see, maybe hold on 1 minute. Let me see if I can enlarge my thing a little more so you guys could see. I don't know if it works that way. And no, okay. All right. So I'm reading from Sai International. You know what? No, I'm not going to read from Sai International because I want to show you guys something. So I'm going to read from Mushin Khan. And we intend to take a pastime, and we already know who we is. We is Allah. and we intend to take a pastime that is a wife or a son, we could surely have taken it from us. Who is the us? Allah. Because these Muslims will try to move the goalposts, because when you ask them who is the we and the us and the our and all this stuff, when it comes to Allah, guess what they say? This is Allah. But now that he's saying, and we intended to take a pastime that is a wife or a son, we could surely have taken it from us if we were to do so. So the us and the we here should be Allah, because we are the one who want to take a pastime. We take it from us. So literally, this is saying that Allah can take a wife from himself. But guess what? The Muslim will go and dance around it and say, no, it means that Allah could take a wife from the Oris or the virgins in heaven. But why would Allah want to take a wife? If we intended to take a wife or a son, we would surely have taken it from us if we were to do that. From the Oris of paradise, from the virgin in paradise, Allah could take a wife from them. Allah is just like me. Allah wants women. Allah could take a woman as a wife. So Allah is no different from me. I have a woman as my wife. A regular woman. But my woman is not see-through. You know, according to Islam, the woman in paradise will be, you can see through them. They are transparent women. But look at this. And we're going to see, and we're going to show you something. A discussion. I'm going to show you a Facebook discussion where a brother of mine that I love the way he reasoned was talking to a Muslim, and this is the Muslim understanding of this verse. It's if you look at it, it is this is what Surah 21 verse 17. So let's share the Facebook page, and you will see that the Muslim actually believe that the us is Allah. Look at this. After we do this, we're going to share what Ibn Abbas says. So look at this. Let's go to the Facebook page. I think this is the page right here. All right. Let's get these out of the way so you guys can see. So his name is Paristic Manquan. I think his name is. Love this dude. His reasoning is on good level. So if you look at the page, let me make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, because we share, you know, and want you guys to see, you know, what I'm seeing. I don't know if you guys could read it, but the guy Paristic Manquan, if I'm pronouncing his name, he asks this Muslim called Adamu Bukhari, who is, I will show you exactly what this guy is asking in a minute. He said, who is him? Now, hold on, let's do it, some more justice to it. We're going to open up everything so that you guys could see that this is no deception at all. This is all, this is all. So here we go. I want you guys to see this right here. So here we are. Look what the guy asked. So here is the guy. He said, Adamu Bukhari. Explain it, please, Mr. Comprehension. To help you out, is Allah saying that he intend to take a wife or a son? Allah can take it from us. Who is us? And the Muslim answer, him. So the Muslim answer him. And what's going to happen now? This is what transpired. This is what transpired. So here is my brother asking the Muslim, who is him? So here it is. my brother asking the Muslim, he says, Adamu, who is him? Remember, he asks the Muslim, is Allah saying that he can take a wife from us? Who is us? And the Muslim answer, him. So my brother is asking him, who is him? He says, A, Muhammad, B, Jibril, C, Allah, D, Allah knows best, E, all of the above. I love that one, Allah knows best, because that's all they keep saying. The Muslim answer, the person you asked me about. You don't want to say who it is, but listen what's going to transpire. So here we go now. Let's go to it and see. We're going to scroll down a little bit. So he said the person you asked me about, because he is ashamed to answer who he believes this him is. So my brother continue, paristic. He says, who? Hadamu. He said, Hadamu, who? A, Muhammad, B, Jibril, C, Allah, D, Allah knows best, E, all of the above. I love this. Guess what the Muslim answer? Do you see? I hope you guys can see it yourself. In the middle, he said Allah. So the Muslims, so my brother says, good. Explain how Allah can take a son or a wife in Allah. Because the verse is saying, if we wish to take a pastime, a wife or a son, we can take it from ourselves. And how do we know that this means a wife or a pastime? Because Ibn Abbas told us that. Ibn Abbas, who is Muhammad's cousin, told us that it means wife or son. Even though they tried to cover it up, Ibn Abbas told us that that it actually means a wife or a son. So listen, this is Ibn Abbas. Let me see if I can enlarge it for you guys so you guys could see. All right, here is Ibn Abbas. This part right here. If we wish to have a wife, see Ibn Abbas, it's a Abbas, Tafsir, Ibn Abbas, and this is Quran commentary, and for 21.117, which is 21 verse Surah 21 verse 17. He says, Ibn Abbas, if you look at this part out here to the end, he said, if we wish to take a wife, and it was also said that it means if we wish to have children. How is Islam a monotheistic religion? How is Islam a monotheistic religion? Islam is not a monotheistic religion at all. So what we're going to do again, we're going to show one more thing, and we'll show you this just to show you that Islam is a dangerous cult. So let's go find what this thing I want to share. I wrote this some time back, and I want to share it with you guys. So let me see if I could go to my string of things and find it, because I have so many things holding out here. See if I could find it. So okay. This might be it, I hope. Nope, that's not it. Let me see if I can find it. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Is there somewhere? He said, wait, Leia said, waste of time. It's not waste of time, friend. It's revealing your stupid religion. Let's see. Okay, so it's not that one. Okay. Let me see if it's this one. Okay, when I find it, I will get to it. But let him continue to talk. Hold on. Let me share back where he and let him continue to talk, because I have so many things open on the screen. So I will just let him continue to talk, and then we could get back to it, because I'm closing up things as I go through them. Okay, so we're just gonna let him continue to talk, and we will see what else he says.
Also tells you that there's no one no one can ever be like God. The Holy Quran says, I'll recite it in Arabic and I'll translate in English. It says, Kul huwa Allahu ahad, say he is Allah the one and only, Allahu samad, the self-eternal master, lam yalid wa lam yulad, he beggeth not, nor was he begotten, wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad, and there is no one equal or comparable unto him.
Okay, so you hear him say, there is no one, he begot neither have he begat neither have he begotten. The problem here, if you look at Surah 6 verse 101, he says, how can he have a son when he have no wife? It's not that Allah cannot begat, but Allah have no wife. It is not that Allah cannot begat, it's just that Allah have no wife. And if you look at the verse that I was looking at before, he says if Allah wants a wife, he would take it from himself. He could take it from himself, because the us and the we in the Quran, according to these Muslims, is Allah. So the us and the we in the Quran is Allah. And let me show you something. He said there's none like Allah, but according to Muhammad, Allah created man in his image. So the problem that we see here, if Allah created man in his image, how is there none like Allah? Well, let's look at some of these hadith. You will see where Allah created man in his image. So if man is in the image of Allah, how is there none like Allah? And Allah need a wife to have a son, just like a man need a wife to have a son. How is there none like Allah? You would see definitely that Allah is the depraved mind of a man, because why would God need a wife to have a son? You know, why would God need a wife to have a son? And we look at if we look at Bukhari 62:27 and Sahih Muslim 28:41, narrated from Abu Hurairah, the prophet, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, said, Allah created Adam in his image, and he was 60 cubits tall. So Allah created Adam in his image. So if Adam is in Allah's image, how is Allah not like anybody else? How is Allah? And then where we could look at Sahih Muslim 26:12, narrated Abu Hurairah, the messenger of Allah, peace and blessing be upon him, said, when one of you fight his brother, let him avoid the face, for Allah created Adam in his image. So don't destroy your brother's face, because Allah created Adam in Allah's image. So the face of Adam is the face looking like the face of Allah. And let me share something else with you guys that you will see also in Islam. You will see this in Islam, but they will lie to you and tell you a whole bunch of nonsense. You know, because that's how they designed to operate. Muhammad was asked, and this you will find in Sahih Bukhari, volume 9, book 93, and that's number 532. Muhammad was asked, will we see our Lord? I'm paraphrasing. So Muhammad is asked, will we see our Lord? And Muhammad answered and said, Allah will come to them in a different shape other than the one you have seen the first time. You know, so when you look at it, he said Allah will come to them in a different shape and he will uncover his shin. I'm paraphrasing there. Allah will then uncover his shin. This time I'm not paraphrasing. So the Muslim, they come up with all kind of idea what the shin of Allah is. But we'll see that Allah come as a man. Because if you look in Sunan Abu Dawud 43:20, Muhammad told them, if you are confused about the Dajjal, know that your Lord Allah is not one-eyed. So here we are, Allah created Adam in his image, and then here we are seeing where Muhammad is saying that don't confuse the Dajjal for Allah, because Allah is not one-eyed and the Dajjal is one-eyed. So Allah is like a man. He's gonna appear in his image according to all that I'm seeing here. You know, if the Dajjal is not like, if Allah is not like the Dajjal a human, why was Muhammad saying, if you are confused about the Dajjal, know that your Lord is not one-eyed? Why was he saying that? Why was he saying that? And not only that, in the story of Miriam, which is Isa's mother, the so-called Jesus' mother in the Quran, we see where a spirit, these Muslims say that the spirit is Gabriel, but we know that the spirit is not Gabriel. You know why we know? Because Gabriel is an angel, and Muhammad said the spirit descended with the angel. Gabriel is an angel, and Muhammad said the spirit and the angel descend upon the command of Allah. And not only that, when Muhammad says they will ask you about the spirit, little is known about him. Muhammad said little is known about the spirit. So what does that tell you? If little is known about the spirit, it could never be Gabriel. Even though these Muslims are they are deceptive enough to tell you that it is Gabriel, but if little is known about the spirit, then it could never be Gabriel. It could never be Gabriel if little is known about it, because there's so much that the Hadith and the Quran speak so much about Gabriel. So when Muhammad is saying little is known about this angel, this spirit, it could never be an angel. It could never be Gabriel, because of all the angels that is mentioned in Islam, Muhammad, Jibril is known about more than anyone. So it couldn't be, the spirit could never be Gabriel, because no other angel in Islam is known about more than Jibril. So when he says, if they ask you about the Spirit, tell them little is known about him. So we look at Surah 16, verse 2. He sent the angel with the Spirit to carry his orders. Surah 97, verse 4. The angel and the Spirit descend thereupon by permission of their Lord. So the angels and the Spirit is not Gabriel. So who is the Spirit? Called our Spirit. And you know, our mean Allah. So it's Allah's Spirit. Who is the Spirit? And we know that this Spirit came to Miriam as a man, and she was scared of him. She was scared of him. So we see that the Spirit, which is called Allah's Spirit, because it's called our Spirit, and that we found that in Surah 19, verse 17, came to Mary as a person, came to Miriam as a person in the form of a man. And that's Surah 19, verse 17. She was afraid of him. Surah 19, verse 18. She talked to him. Surah 19, verse 18. He talked to her. Surah 19, verse 19. So you see, who is this Spirit called Allah's Spirit? Isn't that kind of puzzling? Who is the Spirit called Allah's Spirit? Why I call it Allah's Spirit? Because it is called our Spirit. And we know it's not Gabriel. Even though these deceptive translators translated to mean Gabriel, we know that it is not Gabriel. Why we know it's not Gabriel? Because Muhammad said little is known about him. Little is known about him. Let me find where Muhammad say little is known about him. So in Islam, there's a lot of things going on in Islam. A whole bunch of things that is going on in Islam, and some of it is undercover. A lot of undercover things are going on there where you can't trust Islam. You can't trust Islam. You cannot trust Islam at all. Why? Because too much devious underlining under. When we know about the Holy Spirit of God, we know the Holy Spirit is God. We know about the angel Gabriel. We know that is an angel. In Islam, you hear of this spirit that came to Mary as a man called our Spirit. But when they asked Muhammad about the Spirit, he said little is known about him. Now let me read it. They asked thee concerning the Spirit, say, the Spirit cometh by command of his law, of my Lord. Of knowledge, it is only a little that is communicated to you. And this we found in Surah 17, verse 85. So, who is this Spirit in Islam that visited Mary? So there's a lot of undercover things that going on in Islam. So when this guy is saying Islam is pure monotheism, we don't bite into that mango because it got worm in it. You know, sometimes when we were kids, we go to the mango field at the end of the mango season and we often find mangoes with worm in it. They may look so beautiful, but when you bite into it, you got to look before you chew or swallow anything, because sometimes they have little worms in it. You got to throw that away. So not only that, this is where the danger comes in. If you listen to the guy, he says Islam is pure. That's what he says. Islam is pure monotheism. But is Islam pure monotheism? No. Muhammad is not a seller of monotheism. There was a time, according to Al-Tabari, so we know Ibn Sa'd wrote about that. Al-Tabari wrote about it. Ibn Ishaq wrote about it. Waqidi wrote about it. So here we are, 4 historians who are Muslim wrote about Muhammad giving a satanic verse where he tried to give the Muslim 3 additional gods. 3 additional gods. Alat, which is the female, according to many people, is the female version of Allah. And Manat and Al-Uzza. And then all of a sudden, this guy is selling pure monotheism. Notice what this guy telling Kelly Powers. Islam is pure monotheism. Tawhid, one God, according to them. But inside the Quran have more we know that the God of the Bible is not or should I say, is not a numerical one. He's not. He's a multi-personal God. He's a multi-personal God. But you have less we and us and our in the Bible than you have in the Quran. So what kind of God was selling himself as we, us, our, and also hears, H-E-I-R-S, hears. We even have verses in the Quran where Muhammad was comparing his God with Baal and called his God the best of the creator. The best of the creator. So if you look at some of the verses in the Quran, we go to Surah 78 verse 8. We found plural. Surah 50 verse 7, we found plural. Us, we. We go to Surah 44 verse 39, plural. Surah 5 verse 77, plural. Surah 2 verse 23, plural. Surah 2 verse 143 to 144, plural. Surah 2 verse 151, plural. Surah 2 verse 252, plural. Surah 3:44, plural. Surah 4, and so on and so on. Right through the Quran. The God is calling in. The God is called our, plural. O-U-R. Us, U-S, plural. We. So, are we to believe that these gods are not still hidden in the Quran? If you go to the Quran, we see even where the pagans accuse Muhammad of turning the God into one. The pagans accuse Muhammad of making the gods one God. They said, turn the gods into one God. And this is a curious thing. He turned the God into one God. He turns the gods into one God. He make the God into one God. So what are we should to think about this Islamic God that this guy come trying to sell? We won't buy that God. We can't buy that God. And so we're gonna let him continue and see, because we know that Islam is the biggest polytheistic religion ever. My brother Peter Moran says, keep up the good work. Thank you, my brother. You know, we have our differences, but I love you, dude. I really do, bro. If no one is outside Allah's domain, then Allah decide you are going to hell and you can do. I won't put that one up. That is too crazy. But anyway, let's continue. We're gonna continue to play this video, and we'll see where this guy is going.
This is what the Quran says, chapter 112, which has two names, by the way. It's called Surah Ikhlas. Surah means chapter in Arabic. It's Surah, English chapter.
Okay.
And it has a second name for those who don't know. It's also called Surah Al-Tawheed. Tawheed means this: only one God.
Muslim will say only one God. Yeah, but you see, as far as we are seeing right now, according to other Muslim belief, Allah is comprised of more than one God. So the one God is comprised of more than one God. The one God of Islam is comprised of many gods. As much as they try to hide it, the one God is comprised of many God. Surah 38, verse 5. As he made the gods only one God, Sai International. Indeed, this is a curious thing. Indeed, this is a curious thing. And we see where the Muslim, when they ask that Muslim the question, who is us? Who is that person that Allah can take? Who is the person that Allah can take a wife from? Guess what he says? Allah. I show you guys. He said Allah. And my brother, Paristic, I hope I'm calling your name right, my brother. Manquan, he says, good. Explain how Allah take a wife, a son or a wife in Allah. And if you look right to the stuff, all I could say was, wow. He have no explanation. Let me read his explanation. He tried to explain. Allah cannot a creation as his wife or son because he is the creator. So here he is. He said Allah can take a wife from himself, but Allah cannot take a creation as a wife or a son because he is the creator. Only an independent creator of creation can be his wife or son, but there is absolutely no any independent. But that's not what the Quran is saying. He said if he wanted to take a wife, he could take it from us. And he agreed that this is talking about Allah. See, Islam is the stupidest religion, man. And I want to get to the point where this guy is actually, see, he's talking about oneness and Tawheed. But listen, not saying Allah is one. What does it mean? One what? One what? What is one what? If Allah is one, how is he different from me? I'm one. Islam is a one. There's no more like me. Can you find another like me? No, you can't. I am one. So what make Allah oneness so unique? What make Allah oneness so unique? And let me show you how Islam is crazy, because I will always continue to show how Islam is crazy. So this this person once asked a question: is there sex life in paradise? I think the person asked, is there sex life in paradise? And the Muslim imam or sheikh, I think he's a sheikh, he answered and said, one man will be able to be in multiple places at the same time, just because of sex. So who is this Allah? Can Allah be in multiple places at the same time, just like one man can be in multiple places at the same time? That's the thing that I would like to know. Who is this Allah? What make Allah oneness so unique? What make him so unique? He's one what? Allah is one what?
Pure monotheism.
Do we notice he repeat pure monotheism? And that's a lie. How is it pure monotheism when you bow 5 times a day to a stone that pagans used to circumambulate naked? And according to the Hadith, we used to worship stone. Umar kissed the stone. Umar know the stone was pagan. Because listen, why would you kiss the stone and talk to the stone? I know that this, and I know you cannot harm. Umar knew the stone was a pagan stone. And that's why Umar was afraid to kiss the stone. These Abduls, they say, oh, it become a pagan after a while. No, there's no history. And that's why I say Islam is a religion without history. And that's why they fight against Christianity so much, because Christianity have history. They have no history. They have no history. Islam starts with Muhammad. Muhammad said Moses was Islam, and Moses follow this guy and kill a boy. But where is the history of that? There is no history of that. You know, then he says Moses, the Banu Israel used to mock Moses and say he have a scrotal urna and a stone run away with Moses' clothes and all this stuff. There is no history of that. Muhammad was just a liar who make up stories. But listen, listen. Continue.
When I was researching Islam, now it happened in a funny way, because I was working for this company in Egypt in the year 2006, and they wanted to open business in tourism between Greece and Egypt, and I was, of course, the best candidate, because I had to know English, Arabic, and Greek. Look at the coincidence.
Yeah.
The job description was amazing for me. And this guy from the logistics, from the accounting department, I keep confusing with the Greek word logistics, which is, yeah, it's very close. Logistics is a different thing in English. He gave me this one day as a gift. So I was like, put it to the side. I don't believe that stuff. Yeah. I was, at that time, starting from the age of 28 until the age of 29, I was starting to turn towards either agnosticism or atheism.
Stop right there. I want you guys to listen to this, Abdul. What he said.
Names, by the way. It's called Surah Ikhlas, Surah Candidate, because I had to know English, Arabic, and Greek. Look at the coincidence.
Yeah.
The job description was amazing for me. And this guy from the logistics, from the accounting department, I keep confusing with the Greek word logistics, which is, yeah, it's very close. Logistics is a different thing in English. He gave me this one day as a gift. So I was like, put it to the side. I don't believe that stuff. Yeah. I was, at that time, starting from the age of 28 until the age of 29, I was starting to turn towards either agnosticism or atheism.
I want you guys to keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. I was starting to become, I'm paraphrasing him, between agnosticism and atheism. So he was started to believe that there is no possibility. He was right between believing that there was no God. But listen to what this guy is going to say. Because atheism means that you believe that there is no God. But listen to what this Abdul going to say, and you see that this Abdul is a liar. Listen what he's going to say.
I was trying to decide what I was going to be. So
he was trying to decide whether you're going to be an atheist or agnosticism. Is that what agnostic? He was one atheist or agnostic. So that's what he was trying to decide between, atheist or agnostic. But listen to this guy. Listen to this guy, and you know that this guy is a devil from hell. Listen to him.
So at some point, because I'm a very organized person, I discovered a way of how to finish my 8-hour shift in 45 minutes. So basically, for 7 hours and 15 minutes, I was just sitting there doing nothing.
Wow.
I was bored. So I was like, what am I going to do? So I just, okay, let's take a look at this book, see what he says. Because I was prejudiced back then. I was biased. I was like, probably going to say some dumb stuff. But, yeah.
And it does say some dumb stuff. But you're dumb enough to not know that it says some dumb stuff. But anyway.
Oh, forgive me for that. But that's the old Ziyad. So I started opening it. And then I realized that, wow, this book mentions Jesus Christ, peace be upon him. We always say that out of respect. Peace be upon him. Alayhi salam in Arabic. Yeah. 25 times by name.
That book mentioned Jesus no time at all. Isa is not Jesus. And this is how naive this guy is. Isa is not Jesus. So he said the book mentioned Jesus 27 times or something like that. But Isa is not Jesus. And if anybody look at that Bart Ehrman, Mohammed Ijab conversation or interview, whatever they call it, you will see where Bart Ehrman, Sheikh Bart Ehrman, because these Muslims love Bart Ehrman from Kenny Boomer and all them, love to quote Bart Ehrman. Sheikh Bart Ehrman or Imam Bart Ehrman told them that the historical Jesus, Islam doesn't have the historical Jesus. So when this Muslim is saying, so let me just show you something real fast so that we could just lead on and make it more presentable in a sense. Here is my brother Paristic Makwan exposing Allah's lies. Yes, my brother. we are exposing Allah's lies. So let me show you something. Let me show you something that just to make it's more easier for you guys to see what we are talking about, who haven't known yet and haven't seen yet. So here it is, my brothers. So if you look at the title, I want you guys to see this real good. So this is Mohammed Ijab interviewing Bart Ehrman. And let me take this off so you guys can see the title at the bottom. If you look at the title, what he says, who got Jesus right, Muslim or Christian? Mohammed Ijab interviews Dr. Bart Ehrman. But I'm going to share something that Bart Ehrman says, not from the video, but before this. And this is why I look at Mohammed Ijab as a donkey, because he did not do proper research. So here we are. We are going to show you what Bart Ehrman says. Let me see if I don't think. Oh, here it is. So we're going to share something that Bart Ehrman says. I hope you guys can see this, but for the people who cannot see, I'll read it for you guys. So a Muslim reader on Bart Ehrman blog, you confirm that 99% of Islam believe about Jesus without ever resorting to the Quran. And this is exactly what Muhammad Ijab was trying to say, that Islam, Bart Ehrman is leaning towards Islam belief more than leaning towards Christianity. And this is what Bart Ehrman replied. I do not think that the Quran has any particular insight about the historical Jesus that are to be taken as independent reports by historical scholars. Neither does any other historical scholar that I have known, or anyone who works seriously on the historical Jesus. And I doubt very much that my views coincide 99% of Islamic belief about Jesus. For one thing, I am convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that Jesus was physically crucified and died on the cross. This is the rock bottom concern in my book, and it stands completely odds with standard Islamic belief. And the source is right there. So you see what I'm saying? That Bart Ehrman did not believe in Islam. But you see, in the historical Islam is not, and Bart Ehrman is a historian, and an unbiased historian. This guy, this Muslim here, is not selling the historical Jesus. So you see, that's naive, or naive he is. So he went in, oh, I was almost an atheist. And then you're going to listen to what he says. He says, I was straddling, I'm paraphrasing him, I was straddling the fence between agnostic and atheism. And listen to what he's going to say. And this is why we know that this guy is nothing but a pussycat. Nothing but a pussycat. He's not a lion. He is a house cat. You will see. You will see what this guy. Listen.
And it mentions him 25 times by name. It mentions him another 73 times with utter love and respect.
And that's a lie. If you're talking about the historical Jesus, there is no respect for the historical Jesus in the Quran, because according to the people who know Jesus, Jesus told them that he was going to be crucified. And according to the Quran, Jesus is a false prophet. So the historical Jesus is telling his disciples that he will be killed. And according to the Quran, he was not killed. So that would make him a false prophet. You know, you could you could say so much good thing about a person, but at the same time, you are saying other things about the person indirectly. Then what you are saying is just like a facade, like a cover up for the evil that you're actually saying about the person. You know, you could be saying, say somebody is a nurse in the past, and history known that this man is a nurse, because even the Jewish literature said Jesus, even though they talk bad things about him, they say Yeshua was killed. So historically, Jesus was killed. So here according to the literature from his disciples, he claimed that he was reading, because he claimed that he was a Catholic. So he read the Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and according to these people like Matthew and Mark and all these people who know Jesus, and as Bart Ehrman says to Muhammad Ijab, Paul knows Jesus' brother. Paul knows Jesus' brother. So all these people, Peter is saying that Jesus was killed, and and they say they are telling us that Jesus said that he would be killed. So when you say that, oh, it speak with utter respect for Jesus, no, it did not. It actually indirectly told us that Jesus was the historical Jesus was a false prophet. It speak highly about the Isa, the fake Jesus, not the real Jesus. And we're gonna let him continue, and he's gonna hang himself.
It tells you that he is the Messiah,
Mm-hmm.
the Son of Mary, the messenger of God, the one who was given the gospel, the good news. He was taught the book, he was taught the Torah, and he brought the gospel to the children of Israel to try to, to bring them back to the right faith.
Right.
And I was surprised that not only did he speak about Jesus, because I also expected to read like horrible stuff about women and subjugation, etc., etc. I saw the
he was surprised to read horrible stuff about women. You can beat your wife, isn't that horrible? This is how naive these people are. Like, you can beat your wife. You can beat your wife. Isn't that horrible? Do you see? It's so funny that I see a Muslim the other day. I had to actually talk to a Muslim mocking a Christian apologist about some court case and stuff that they have in court. And when we look into it, the Quran is actually saying the guy beat his wife. And the Quran actually telling you can beat your wife. Do you see? That's how hypocritical these Muslims are. So let him continue. And we see where he's actually galloping to. Let me make sure that we are sharing screen so you guys are seeing.
exact opposite of what I was told. And
the exact opposite of what he was told. What was he told? Because when I read the Quran and the Hadith, I see exactly what I was told. So what was he told?
then this book, when I read it, especially the 112th chapter, because someone told me this book it's going to tire you because you're reading the first chapters, which are very long. Go backwards. So I went backwards. I went from 114, 113, 112. And when I read that chapter,
you read backwards. See, the Quran is a book that can be read backward because nothing is organized in the Quran. Everything is a splash, 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 splash all over the place. You cannot read the Bible backwards. You can read the Bible backwards, but are you gonna get what you need to get the way? It's better to read the Bible from Genesis to the book of Revelation, because you will see how things fall into place. But you could read the Quran backwards, because the Quran is just a book of poetry, splash verses of poetry, a little here, a little there. Is not cohesive. It's nothing cohesive.
chapter which I just read, I was shocked in a nice way. I was shocked because it appealed to logic, according to my logic.
He appealed to logic according to his logic. And listen to his logic. Remember, this guy said he was straddling the fence of to be an agnostic, and he was straddling the fence of atheism. So he is atheist and agnostic. He was deciding whether to be agnostic or atheist. But listen to what this guy is going to say.
Okay, I don't want to insult anyone here. So I said, this makes perfect sense that God is only one. He's not born, he doesn't give birth, and there's no one equal unto him. And
he said it makes perfect sense that God is not born. Does it make perfect sense that God need a wife to have a son? And does it make perfect sense that God can say, if we have desire to take a wife, we would take one from us? We could take one from us. That sound like God? Does that sound like God? And does it sound like God who says, why do you call on Baal and leave the best of Creator? Let me find that verse, because that kind of stuff doesn't sound like God. I don't know who it sounds like God to, but that kind of stuff don't sound like God to me. You know, the funny thing about a Muslim is that they want to tell God how God should be. Oh, God cannot have a son. God cannot do this. God cannot. But God don't require sex to have a son, because according to the Bible, John 17 verse 5, it says, Father, glorify me with the glory I had before with you before the world was created. So Jesus exists as the Son of God before the world was created. Jesus is the living Word of God who came forth from the Father. So Christians don't think about sex and begot. When they say begot, we don't think about begotten in the way of sex. Like, how can he have a son when he have no wife? Corinthians 6 verse 101. Why was the God thinking about sex and wife? And so what is this all about? What is the Quran all about? What is the Quran all about? We don't know. We can't tell what the Quran is all about. So I think I'm trying to find it in my. So let me find it here other way, because maybe I'm looking in. Yes. I have this in my stuff. I don't know why it's so hard to find. But anyway, if you look at it, it's Quran 37, verse 125. He says, do you call on Baal and leave the best of creator? Best of creators. Where can you find that? Best of creator. So creation is only, in the Bible, creation is only for God. Creation is only for God. Here it is. The best of, do you call on Baal and abandon the best of creators? Do you see? Do you worship Baal and abandon the best of creators? What? Do you call upon Baal and forsake the best of creators? If you're talking about the Bible, then and you see the word creators, like you see it in Ecclesiastic 12, then you know, because our God, even though monotheistic, is a multi-personal God. So this we could understand, but can you understand what the Quran is saying? The best of creators. Allah is the best of creators. And this is the subject of the matter, is Baal versus Allah. So you see, all this thing about oneness in Islam is just nonsense.
Basically, the second verse says that he doesn't need anyone, but we need him for sustenance.
And it's stupid to think that God, if he's talking about a son, God does would need a son. No, it's the eternal Word of God, who is a person of God, is the Son of God. It's not like, God needs a son, and that's why he the Memora, or Jesus, is his son. No, but if you look at what the question that is asked in Surah 6 verse 101, he said, how can he have a son when he have no wife? So in order to have a son, he would need a wife. So who need? Allah is in need. If Allah wanted son, he would have to have a wife. And then if you notice what the other verse says, 21:17, it says, I'm paraphrasing, if we desire to take from us, if we desire to take from us a wife, we take it. If we desire a wife, we take it from us. So I'm just paraphrasing. I'm trying to find it, but there's so much thing open here that it's difficult to find. But anyway, that is what Islam is. This is what they boast. Had we intended to take a diversion, and this one says, we intended to take a pastime, i.e. a wife or a son, we would surely have taken it from us. So you see that it's not that Allah cannot have a son, I cannot. It's just that he choose not to, according to these stupid poetry verses. So let's continue to hear him, because he's going to say something that we need to look into seriously.
Right.
For guidance, etc., etc. And after 2.5 months of research, I decided to become a Muslim.
2.5 months of research. From atheism, straddling the fence of atheism, to 2.5 months later, I'm a Muslim. 2.5 months later, I'm a Muslim. Jump from the frying pan into the jump from the frying pan into the fire. 2.5 months later, I am a Muslim. Wow, you're a beautiful guy.
Okay.
Muslim. Sorry, I'm teasing you.
Muslim.
Now, yeah, very good, very good. Muslim.
If you say
very
it
good.
enough, eventually I'll get it. There you go.
Muslim. I'll keep telling you.
So many people say it all the time, and so many people don't obviously say it right.
Yeah.
So you become a creature of habit, right? It's what you're
Exactly
using from other people. Yeah.
I'll just give you a very quick tip. Imagine the word slim, like we have a person who's
slim,
overweight. Slim,
Yeah.
Muslim.
Yep, Muslim.
That's an easy way. Remember the word slim. There you go. You said it perfectly.
There you
MashaAllah.
All right.
The word MashaAllah in Arabic means something.
He's really a comedian. That's the best part of what he says.
Record it, and then just every time I want to say the word, hit play.
Yep.
There we go. There we go. There we go. That's great. That's great.
Do that. You should do that. Muslim. So, what did I want to say? So the fact that, as a person who used to be a Catholic, I said, wait a minute, this book actually teaches you that you have to believe in all the prophets.
So here it is. A person used to be a Catholic. As far as I'm concerned, he jumped from the frying pan in the fire. You have to believe in all the prophets. All the prophets. What are you talking about? How many prophets does Islam have? Is it like 124,000 prophets or something like? And guess what? You can't name none of them that apart from one called Sally, and the next one called Hahud or something like that. Is it Hahud and Sally? All the other prophets that the Quran name, guess who they are? Hebrew prophets, because Muhammad was a liar. That all these prophets in the world, but guess what? Cannot show their revelation, cannot show their name, because that's who Muhammad was. Take whatever you can steal from his surrounding and then exaggerate, because he was a demon-possessed man. According to Ibn Sa'd, book of the major class, Muhammad told his wife he was mad. And according to Ibn Ishaq, Surat Rasul, Muhammad told the people that he thought he was a poet or possessed. So here we go.
Of God, peace be upon them. You have to believe that he's the Jesus, son of Mary, Isa in Arabic, Isa alayhi salam.
Yep.
There is an entire chapter dedicated to Mary, peace be upon her, and may Allah be pleased with her.
Yep.
Chapter 19, very good, which speaks about her, of course, in utmost respect.
And do you hear what he says? That chapter 19 speak about Mary in utmost respect. But is that true? No. chapter 19, a matter of fact, if you are reading it with a keen mind, speak of Mary as a callous, worthless mother. A very, very callous, worthless mother. And I will show you why. So if you, as I say, if you look at chapter 19, you will see that it speaks about Mary as a worthless, callous woman. Very, very worthless. And when I say that, it's not something that is joke. The Quran totally disrespect Mary. Totally disrespect Mary. And let me read for you. If you start at Surah 19, verse 23, you will see, Sahih International. And the pain of childbirth drove her to the trunk of a tree, and she said, "Oh, I wish I had died before this," and was in oblivion, forgotten. Is that of utmost respect for this woman? No, because where is the historical Mary saying anything like that? No. So here comes Muhammad and had things to Mary, quote unquote Mary, to make her look like she was a nasty woman. Because to me, if my wife, as I heard my wife says, "I wish I had died before giving birth to my son," I would have looked at her and said, "What is wrong with this woman?" For real. I seriously would have looked at her and said, "What is wrong with this woman?" I would have started looking at her differently from that day on. And that's not the only problem that's in there. Mary of the Quran wished that she had died because of birth pain. And the pain of childbirth drove her to the trunk of a tree. And she said, "Oh, I wish I had died before this." Before what? Before giving birth to her son. And was in oblivion, forgotten. So here we have this woman that the Quran, and this guy, utmost respect. This a naive Muslim who become a Muslim after 2.5 months. Oh, 2.5 months. I just started this new job and I've been there 2.5 months. It seems like I started yesterday. I'm still learning this job. And I'm there very frequent. Only if you have life and death situation, you jump into things like this. If a truck coming to hit you, an alligator is in a water over there, you're gonna jump over into the water because you see the truck heading straight for you. But guess what? You might be eaten by the alligator. You may be eaten by the alligator. Yeah, the alligator gonna be like, "See you later, alligator." If it's crocodile, it's in a while, crocodile. Anyway, but listen, Surah 19, verse 23. So you have this woman that the Quran claimed to be devoted, and this Muslim, this naive Muslim, say the Quran speak about her in high respect. But here is the Quran saying this woman was devotedly obedient. Surah 66, verse 12. And she was wishing she had died before giving birth to what? A pure boy. A pure boy. The son that the so-called God promised her. Didn't the Quran call Isa a pure boy and tell Mary that she will have a pure boy, a messenger? Listen. So when the spirit of Allah came to Mary, the spirit of Allah told Mary, "I am only the messenger of your Lord to give you news of a pure boy." Surah 19, verse 19. So a woman got revelation from God that she's going to have a pure boy. And she said, when pain hit her, she said, "I wish I had died and gone into oblivion before this." And the Quran is speaking of her with the utmost respect. This Muslim is a donkey, and we must, when we have a donkey on the show, we must give them the special treat. We have a special treat that we give to donkeys when they come on the show. So we have to give this Muslim the special treat. We can't allow him to get away without giving him the special treat. So we're gonna share this with you because you guys need to know. When you have a Muslim like this come on our show, we have to give him the special treat. We can't. We must be nice to stupid people like this. So we're gonna give them the special treat. And here is the special treat for this guy. Here it is. That Muslim is the donkey of the day, man. He is literally the donkey of the day. Why? Why would you, in your right mind, believe that the Quran is speaking about Mary with utmost respect? This is how shallow you read. You must be a shallow man for a strange religion. You're a Catholic and a strange religion, and even though you claim you have several hours to read this book, because that's what you claim. I figure out how to do my job in 45 minutes. What kind of job was that? And I have all the other time, 7 hours, 15 minutes, because most of the time people work 8 hours. And to read this stupid book. And you're going to read this stupid book, and then you're going to say that the book speak of Mary in the utmost respect. Is that true? No. You're lying because you have a reading disability. The Quran doesn't speak of Mary in the utmost respect. And as I show you from what we have been reading here, we see that for ourselves. You know, we see that for ourselves, that the Quran does not talk about Mary in the utmost respect. No, because the Quran portrays her as a callous woman who wished that she had died before giving birth to the son that this God promised her. Even though the Quran said she was a devoted woman, how can you be devoted when you wish that you would die? You die before giving birth to a son that God promised you? Wow. Man, if God promised me, Father, I don't know. If I hear, if an angel come to me and I can prove, not like Muhammad angel who squeeze him till he run from the cave screaming like a girl. We're talking about real angel of God, and tell me, Islam is a mess. This will happen. This will happen. What would you think I would do? Oh, my Father. You know? But this woman wished that she had died before her son was born. And she is. And the Quran speak about her with utmost respect. Utmost respect. And then the funny thing that we see, where Jesus called his mother a woman, these Muslims take up offense. But Muhammad came and called Jesus' mother a callous, worthless woman. A callous, worthless woman. And this, you see how dangerous this religion is. This religion is a dangerous religion who takes things out of proportion and does not speak the truth because it have no historical background. It doesn't care about history. It doesn't care about the history. So this is how evil the Quran depicts the devotedly obedient mother of Isa. But Muslim have a problem with Jesus calling his mother woman, which she is. According to the Quran, a devotedly obedient woman was wishing she had died and gone into oblivion before giving birth to a pure boy, the son that the so-called God promised her. What is so devotedly obedient about a woman who is so selfish and callous? It is obvious that the author of the Quran does not know what devotedly obedient means. Don't know. If God promised you a pure son through immaculate conception, and you are wishing that you had died and be forgotten before your son was born, or are you devotedly obedient? Do you see? Islam is nothing but stupid religion. And this is what he delved into. Oh, monotheistic, pure monotheism. Nonsense. I want you guys, remember, he was straddling the fence of atheism and agnosticism. Saying that word is always bother me. So he was straddling the fence between being an agnostic and an atheist. But listen this now, and you will see where this guy is nothing but a naive person or the biggest liar ever. Watch this. Let's get back to sharing, and we'll see something that this guy says, and then we'll deal with it accordingly. So we go back to the video.
Done a little bit of research, so just to give you a little heads up, but I don't take you by surprise. There you go.
No, I'm not surprised. No, I know.
So he's selling the religion to Kelly Powers because to him he believed Kelly Powers is ignorant. I've talked to him in the past. If he was on my channel talking to me, which I don't think he will ever do, but if he was on my channel, guess what? He wouldn't be talking to me like this. He wouldn't be selling it the way he's selling it. You know, a lot of these Muslims sell it to you when they believe that you are ignorant of the religion. When I say ignorant, I don't mean you're foolish, but not knowledgeable of the religion. So let's continue.
I know that you're also a researcher, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, if I'm going to follow any type of religion, because as I told you, between 28 and 29, I was turning between agnosticism or atheism. Right. If I'm going to follow any type of religion, it has to appeal to my logic, and at the same time, I would not accept a religion which does not have Jesus in its house.
Do you hear that? He said, I'm going to paraphrase him because I didn't catch him word for word. He says, if you was going to choose a religion, he was straddling the fence of being agnostic and also being an atheist. Notice that. But he would not want to be a part of a religion that does not have Jesus in it. What was so appealing about Jesus that make a person who's straddling the fence of atheism want Jesus in his religion? Does this make sense? If you really come in contact with Jesus, the real Jesus, you cannot be no atheist. When I say that, let me tell you, Bart Ehrman's claim is an atheist, but Bart Ehrman did not know Jesus. When I say he did not know Jesus, he did not have Jesus in him. He didn't feel Jesus. When you come across Jesus the right way and understand Jesus, you can never be an atheist. So how was this guy now want Jesus? What was so appealing about Jesus that this guy want Jesus to be a part of his religion? He will never be a part of a religion unless it have Jesus in it. So what in Christianity, in Catholicism, because Catholicism is funny to me. What in Catholicism that was captivating, that caused Jesus to be so captivating that he wants Jesus to be a part of his religion when he's thinking about being an atheist? He said, if I was to choose any religion, Jesus must be a part of it. But I'm thinking about being an atheist. What was appealing about Jesus? This guy don't make no sense, man.
Jesus, peace be upon him. And Jesus in the house of Islam is highly honored, mostly respected.
That's a lie. Totally lie. Totally lie. In Christianity, Jesus is called, in Revelation, the book of Revelation, Jesus is called the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. In Islam, Muhammad says the worst person in the sight of Allah on that day, I'm paraphrasing, is the one who is called King of Kings. The worst person in the sight of Allah on that day is the one who is called the King of Kings. So you see that. So the worst person in the sight of Allah is the one who's called the King of Kings. And the historical Jesus, remember Bart Ehrman, Sheikh Bart Ehrman says historical Jesus is killed. They bring Bart Ehrman on, and when they bring Bart Ehrman on, the hope was, who got Jesus right? That's the title that they gave their video. This is Islam Net. Fairly big because it have 269,000 subscribers. Sorry. So they say, they give the title here, who got Jesus right, Muslim or Christian? So who's which is right, Jesus? And if you watch the video, guess what? Who got Jesus right? Most of what Bart Ehrman say, even though Bart Ehrman is a donkey, most of what Bart Ehrman say coincide. And when I call him a donkey, is because Bart Ehrman claimed he did not leave Christianity because of the sufferation that he see in the world. He leave Christianity because of the sufferation that he sees in the world. Can you imagine that? The sufferation that you see in the world, you leave Christianity because of that. The sufferation in the world is for man to take care of. Because man should be God's hand in taking care of the sufferation in the world. A lot of things that goes on in the world is for us to step up and take care of some of the things that are going on in this world. You know, child hunger, child slavery, child abuse, all the pornography and the media, all the abortion, all the stuff is for us as humankind to stop these things from happening. You know, what else? Having sex with children like Muhammad did. It's for us to step up and put strict reinforcement in place for these things to lessen these things, to stop these things. But as I say, the mind of man is so deviant that there are certain things that you cannot stop, but you can lessen it. You could put punishment in place to lessen things. You know, it's us for human being to put things in place to stop a lot of things that are going, sickness, cancer, and all this stuff. If you look at COVID-19, and you will see that it's been here for a short time in compared to other diseases. But look at the breakthrough that people have made where you could see that actually these vaccines actually not work for everybody, but they do work, because we see that in states where people are more vaccinated, there's less cases of COVID. If that energy had been put on something more dangerous than COVID, because I have COVID before, I'm still here. If it was put on something like cancer, that teamwork energy had put on something like cancer that is killing so many people, cancer kill more people than anything else, are one of those diseases that have been killing people, you will see gigantic breakthrough. And if you've been put on this effort, been put on it for years upon years in a row, say 10 years in a row, you will see a breakthrough. Well, anyway, let's get back to what this Mohammedan is saying, and let's see what else we can talk about.
Etc., etc. And the Quran actually says that, let me give you the quote. It says, "Behold, the angel said, O Mary, Allah's the name of
and why does he know that this man don't know what is Allah? The man could tell him that Surah 19. And that's why he believe he's talking to someone naive and someone who don't know about the Quran and don't know about Islam, and because he have a platform to speak freely. I don't know why Kelly Powers have it as a debate, because this is not a debate, it's a dialogue. It's just an open dialogue. It's not a debate. But what we see here, if Kelly Powers could tell you that Surah 19 is Surah Miriam, why is it that you don't believe that he know that Allah is the so-called God? You see, stop for a minute to say Allah is the name of the God.
In Arabic, the name of God in Arabic. Allah gives you a glad tidings from him. Jesus, the son of Mary, he will be held in honor in this world, and in the hereafter he will.
You mean Isa, not Jesus?
The ones closest to Allah. You can find these. Hang on. Basically, in chapter 3, beginning from verses 42 to 45, and also in chapter 19. Actually, I have it here.
1919.
So let me give you the quotes. The Holy Quran says about Jesus that he was righteous. Behold, the angel said, O Mary, God gives you glad tidings with a word from him. His name will be Jesus Christ, the son of Mary, held in honor in this world and hereafter, and in the company of those nearest to God. He shall speak to the people in childhood and in maturity. He will be in the company of the righteous, and God will teach him the book and wisdom, the law, and the gospel. Chapter 3, verses 45 to 48 of the Holy Quran. It says that he was a prophet, just as I already knew from Christianity.
He was a prophet, just as he already knew from Christianity. Oh, wow. Which Christianity was he in? That's why I said, for me, I don't call a Catholicism Christianity. It is not. To me, it is similar to Islam, an offshoot paganistic religion that bites into certain things and associate themselves with Christianity, bow to idols, pray to dead people, and if you notice, the Muslim pray to dead people. Every prayer Muslim says, "Peace be upon you, O Muhammad." They pray, "Peace be upon you," praying to a dead man. It's a similar religion. So he jumped from the frying pan into the fire. That's my belief. Other person might come and say different stuff. I don't believe that you can pray to dead people, because according to David, he said the dead knows nothing. So you can't pray to dead people. It's just a crazy religion. But anyway, let's continue to see what else he's gonna say.
Christ, the son of Mary, was no more than a messenger. Many were the messengers that passed away before him. His mother was a woman of truth. So here it's speaking in honor of.
So he said his mother was a woman of truth, but that's why it says there's a two-mouth person that wrote the Quran. One mouth, you said his mother was a woman of truth, but it's the same woman of truth that wished that she had died before giving birth to the son that the God promised. Can you trust a woman like that? So what kind of truth is this woman? You know, and that's why the reality of the Quran is not actuality. You know, the reality of the Quran is not actuality, because you are, with one mouth, you're saying that is a woman of truth, but then when Allah say to her, oh, you're gonna have a pure son, and he's gonna be a messenger, and he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that, when the pain of childbirth hit her, she said, I wish that I have died before this, and was gone into oblivion. She didn't even care about her own self. Oblivion. And do you notice Muhammad? When Muhammad was getting his revelation, Muhammad tried to kill himself. Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 9, hadith 111. He'd go up to the mountaintop to kill himself, according to the hadith, several times. So the demonic possession of Muhammad's mind was rubbing off on the characters of Muhammad's story. Not the real Mary, but the characters of his stories.
Of Mary, they had both to eat their daily food. See how God makes his signs clear to them. Yet see in what ways they are deluded away from the truth. Chapter 5, verse 75.
So here it is. Who is saying somebody deluded away from the truth? Is the Quran telling us that somebody deluded away from the truth? Oh, wow. So Isa, the fake Jesus, is no more than a messenger, and someone is deluded away from the truth. But let's share something with you, and we see who is deluded away from the truth. You know, I'll just share something with you real fast, so we could look and laugh, as Christian Prince used to say. I haven't heard him say that in a while. Come laugh with me. I heard him say that in a while. He said, come let us laugh together. I'm the one using it. I love that, brother. Anyway, I want to show you this. I will show you what delusion is. You can set a delusional man to tell people that they are deluded from the truth. So we have Sahih al-Bukhari 31:75, book 58, hadith 17. Once the prophet was bewitched, so that he began to imagine that he had done a thing which in fact he had not done. That's delusion. That is delusion. And do you notice what they say? He was bewitched. I don't believe Muhammad was bewitched. When Muhammad ran from the cave, according to Ibn Sa'd, the book of the major class, he told his wife that he was mad. According to let me share these things with you guys. And you see, I don't believe Muhammad was bewitched here. It was just an exhibition of his madness. Let me show you. That's my belief, that it was just an exhibition of his madness. So here we go. Let's me share something with you guys real fast. So make sure that you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right. Share this. So This is Ibn Ishaq, Surat Rasul, the life of the Prophet, page 106. I thought, woe is me, poet are possessed. This is the first biography written about Muhammad. And when his wife was looking for advice from her cousin Warika, Warika told Muhammad, I am afraid that it may be someone other than Gabriel, for certain devils imitate him, and by so doing can mislead and corrupt some men. This can result in a man becoming confused, even crazy. Notice it says confused, even crazy. And what did Aisha says? Muhammad used to think that he did things that he didn't do. So all this story about Gabriel could be Muhammad delusion. You know, a delusion. And I was watching a video about epilepsy and Muhammad by these two ex-Muslim, and it was, because I'm a nurse, so it was mind-blowing, man. I'm telling you, because I see epilepsy, which is seizure activity, a convulsion. I see that in action before, you know, and all you can do is protect the person, or if you have an Ativan order, you could shot the person with a shot of Ativan, and that if they're not allergic to it, and that Ativan will help to relax them and get them back out, get them out of the state real fast, you know. But in most cases, it depends on how violent the epileptic episode is. You have to just protect them so they don't bang their body parts or bang their head. So you got to get pillows and stuff to make sure that they're protected. And Muhammad used to snort like a camel when he claimed he getting his revelation. And so where we ever heard these kind of nonsense? Where have I ever heard these kind of nonsense? You know, when you were a young kid, they take you to these some of these churches, Pentecostal churches, and I used to believe that some of these churches was highly involved in demonic stuff, because they don't really teach the Bible. They're just more into some superficial stuff. And I used to see people on the floor fluttering and snorting and making noise. Every time I heard that stuff, it reminded me of Muhammad. Every time I remember that stuff, it reminded me of Muhammad. And I remember one time I was listening to watching a documentary about voodoo in Africa, and I actually heard one of the voodoo priests repeat a word that I heard one of the I think they were Pentecostal church person repeat. It was saying, and I said, "Wow." You know, when I remind me of Muhammad, you know, the feet and the farting from the mouth and the grunting like a baby camel type of stuff. That's how, you know, you remind me of this kind of stuff. You know, we have never seen Jesus done that. We have never heard of the disciples fluttering on the floor and farting from the mouth. We have never heard of that. Anybody we heard of farting from the mouth is always something to do with some sickness, or in the Bible or anywhere. It's always have to do with some sickness or demon possession. And going to cave, we read about Jesus eating a man who used to dwell among the caves. You know, what was Muhammad doing in a cave? But anyway, so you see what Warika told him. I am afraid that it may be someone other than Gabriel, for certain devils imitate him, and by so doing can mislead and corrupt some men. This can result in a man becoming confused, even crazy, whereas before he was of sound mind. Ibn Kathir, the life of the Prophet Muhammad, Al-Sirah Al-Nabawiyah. I'm not good at that stuff, but you guys can see it. And then it was not long after that where Muhammad started behaving like a madman. But a few days later, and this we find in Bukhari, volume 9, Hadith 111. But a few days later, Warika died, and the divine inspiration was also paused for a while. And the prophet becomes so sad. So we have heard that he intended several times to throw himself from the tops of high mountain. And each time he went to the top of the mountain in order to throw himself down. So this same person that he believed possessed him. You know, because when Muhammad ran from the cave, he thought he was possessed. He told his wife, cover me, cover me. He said, I fear for myself. He asked her, he said, what is wrong with me? You find all these things in Bukhari. You know, you could find all these things in the same Sahih al-Bukhari and also in Ibn Ishaq, Surat Rasul. You know, so when we look at it, what this guy is trying to sell, you know, ain't nobody buying what this guy tried to sell. You know, you buy that stuff if you don't know anything about Islam. So let's kind of wrap it up, because I want to do this in a 3-part series as time goes on, and not giving any specific time. But here we go. We're gonna go a little bit further and see what else he's gonna say. So let's share the screen again. Okay, so here we go. Let's make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, because sometimes when I share, you guys don't see because it doesn't share. Anyway, here we go.
And furthermore, it says in chapter 19, which is dedicated to Mary, verses 30 to 35, it says, he, Jesus, said, I am indeed a servant of Allah, servant of God. He has given me revelation and made me a prophet. He has made me blessed wherever I be. And he has enjoined on me prayer and charity as long as I live. He has made me kind.
These Muslims don't even listen to what they read. He said he had enjoined on me prayers and what? Let him continue.
5 to 48 of the Holy Quran. Many were the messengers that passed away before him. His mother was a woman of truth. So here it's speaking in honor of Mary.
No, that's not really honor. It's speaking with two mouths, as I already revealed, because according to Surah 19, verse 23, Mary was a callous woman who wished that she had died before giving birth to Isa. And we all know that Isa is a promised son from this so-called God. So if one place calling her a woman of truth and another one stereotyping her as a callous woman, which one is the truth? You know, how can she be truth when she's so callous and careless? She said she wished that she had died and gone into oblivion before giving birth to her son. So she didn't even care about her own life. And as I say, it's the same thing with Muhammad. Muhammad did not care about his own life. So it was one of the demons inside of Muhammad that was actually giving these idea of Jesus, which we know is not the historical Jesus.
Mm-hmm. They had both to eat their daily food. See how God makes his signs clear to them. Yet see in what ways they are deluded away from the truth. Chapter 5, verse 75.
So you see, I already show you who is deluded from the truth. So who is deluded from the truth? We show where Aisha is saying that Muhammad was delusional, indirectly saying Muhammad was delusional. He used to imagine he did things when in fact he didn't do. And we show where the biography of Ibn Ishaq is showing that Muhammad was thought that he was possessed. And we go to Ibn Sa'd, the book of the Major Class, that shows that. Let me actually read from Ibn Sa'd. Ibn Sa'd say, Muhammad said, "O Khadija, I see light, I hear sound, I fear I am mad." Ibn Sa'd, book of the Major Class, page 225. So we see what we are seeing here is not showing that Muhammad is nobody that you can trust. So at the end of the day, like, you're trying to sell a religion that don't even have foot to stand on. Islam has no foot to stand on, but you're trying to sell it, you know, and it took you only 2 months to jump into Islam. So after jumping in, all you left to do is to defend the stupidity of Islam, because you already jump into it. You know, you should be staying from the outside looking in, but you are staying on the inside looking out. When you could have already researched the religion and found out that this is a stupid religion.
And furthermore, it says in chapter 19, which is dedicated to Mary, verses 30 to 35, it says, he, Jesus, said, I am indeed a servant of Allah, servant of God. He has given me revelation and made me a prophet. He has made me blessed wherever I be. And he has enjoined on me prayer and charity as long as I live. He has.
So that Quran verse 1935 is saying that Allah enjoined an Isa prayer and alms as long as he live. So is Isa in giving alms now wherever he is? In order for Isha to have prayer and alms as long as he live, there must be need of alms. Let's say, what another name for alms? Since I'm having problem with the word ALMS. What another name? Charity. Is there the need for charity in wherever Isa is right now? You see, the Quran was just a shallow book written without any. It is a shallow book written without any thoughts, and that's why it took Uthman. Uthman had to edit the book according to the historical evidence. Uthman edited the book, and can you imagine how nonsensical the book would have been if Uthman possibly did not edit the book? Because he possibly have seen some crazy stuff in it that he realized, like, hey, we need to take this out. If he did not edit the book could have been crazy. It seems like to me, because if you're looking and say, Isa, as long as Isa live, he will be giving her charity, alms. they translated it, so he must be giving this so-called place, the brothel, the so-called wherever he's taken up to. But let him continue.
Has made me kind to my mother and not overbearing or miserable. So peace is on me the day I was born, the day that I die, that's in the future, and the day that I shall be raised up to life again in the future.
Do you notice what he says? He says in the future. The Quran didn't say that. And we'll show that the Quran did not say in the future. So he's misleading and he's lying and adding his word to the Quran. That's how much these Abduls don't care about their own Quran, because he says in the future. No, the Quran does not say that. And we will show that the Quran did not say that. But I think Kelly Power is going to ask him a question that makes sense.
Such was Jesus, the son of Mary. It is the statement of truth about which they dispute, they vainly dispute. It is not befitting the majesty of God that he should beget a son.
It is not befitting the majesty of God that he should beget a son. And the question is, in Surah 6, verse 101, how can he have a son when he have no wife? So the only problem Allah have, so he don't have a wife, is because he don't have a son. And as I've shown you before, in Surah 21, verse 17, according to Mushin Khan, he's saying that if Allah intend to take a wife, he would take one from us. And we know that us, according to this Muslim, mean Allah. And where I show you this Muslim on Facebook actually agree that us is Allah. So Allah can take a wife from himself. So if he intend to take a wife, so it's not befitting, but if he intend, it's not befitting for him to have a wife, for him to have a son, but he could take a wife or a son. If he intend to take a wife, he could do it. He could. And if he intend to take a son, he could do it. You know, if he intend to have a son and have a wife, he could do it. He could do it from us. And according to these Muslims, the us and the we and the our in the Quran is Allah. And the funny thing is, I watch Christian Prince and I actually look it up my own self. where I actually look it up on Ask Islam or something like that. I think it's called Ask Islam, a website called Ask Islam, where this sheikh is actually teaching that there was some Muslims from certain Islamic narrative that Satan have a vagina and a penis, and all the jinns are Satan's offspring. So when he says take a wife from us, don't be surprised. don't be surprised what this us mean. It's not befitting for him to have a son. But if he, how can he have a son when he have no wife? And if he intended to have a son, he would take one from us. That even make no sense to me, man. So you could see obviously that whoever wrote the Quran did not understand the sonship of Jesus, and he did not understand the sonship of people to God, because he says the Jews and the Christians says that Allah is their father, but ask them, why does he punish them? My father used to punish me, and he was my father. So you see that the Quran doesn't make no sense. I'm paraphrasing what the Quran says. I don't even remember what surah it is, but it's there. You know, why does he punish them? That's the question. So whoever the author of the Quran is always asking some stupid question. Like the Jews and the Christians say that Allah is their father. Ask them, why does he punish them? Like fathers don't punish their kids. I used to run away and go to the ocean when I was living in Jamaica, and I was young, and I got butt whooping for going to the ocean. And my father, he punished me because people can drown at the ocean, and I was too young to be running to the ocean. So, do you see? The Quran is a naive book. A very naive person wrote the Quran, and it's I could see where a person from the or born as a Muslim is continue to be in this religion, but a person say, "Oh, let me run and go be a Muslim." Very, very awkward situation to me, and very crazy. But anyway, let's continue.
Glory be to him. When he determines the matter, he simply says to it, "Be," and it is.
Oh, be. So he clip his finger, be, and it is. And we know that's a lie. We totally know that's a lie, because according to Surah 19, they blow into Miriam's vagina. There was no be. It was blew into her vagina. If you wanted to create Isa with be, you would have said be, and she become pregnant. But he blow in the spirit of Allah, our spirit, blow into her her vagina. Some translation actually say in her private part, and the tafsir actually say in her private part. So they blow into her vagina. And when we look at the creation of Adam, did not say be, because there is even narrative that says Adam was talking to Allah while he was being created. While he was being created. You see that stuff? That's a lie. Nothing was about no be. He create one thing and then he moved to one thing, and then you see if you read the creation story, what that Surah, what is it again? 41 Surah, something like that. If you read the creation story and move from this part to this, move from this, nothing was like about no be. It is just a nonsense book of nonsense, a book of nonsense that over exaggerate things, because even in the Bible there was nothing called be. He said, "Let there be light." He speak and light came in, but it was not be. No, nothing was created with be. That's a lie. Total lie. Because according to the narrative of Islam, Allah formed Adam with his hands. So how was it be? You could, you could sell these kind of worm-filled mango on the black market, but you can't sell it out in the open like this. This is the 21st century. So anyway, let's continue.
And in Arabic we say kun fayakun. That's what it means. And the word kun.
Listen to him. His thing is to come on and act like he knows so much. Is a kun via kun. So kun via kun. Oh, what does that sound like? Kun via kun. Sound like an airline. Fly with kun via kun. I sound like a hotel. Like I say, Sanders Royal Caribbean. Kun, you will have the most wonderful time at Kun via Kun. Anyway, let's continue.
Kun fayakun has multiple meanings. It means past, present, future. That's why the Arabic has multiple meanings. He was a humble servant of God. His teachings were always, he brought clear signs.
Hello. So Jesus' teaching brought clear sign, and the Quran is not clear. According to the Quran, there's words in the Quran that only Allah understands. So what is the clear sign in the Quran? So Jesus' teaching was clear, and he brought clear signs. But what about the Quran? Nothing clear about this stupid book. You could read it backwards and make sense from it being read backward.
What else?
Can I ask you a question on what we're at?
Sure, whatever you want. Sure. Sorry, I went a lot.
No. I mean, you're sharing from where you are at as a Muslim, and where you're coming from in regards to Jesus. So I didn't want to interrupt you at all, but you made a comment about verse 33, Surah 1933, that this is future. I want to ask you on that because it says, "So peace on me, the day I was born, the day that I die,
yes,
the day that I shall be raised up to life again." Now, you believe this is about the future, but nothing in the Quran explicitly says that, right?
Notice what he's going to run to. He's going to run to the Arabic. And this is how deceptive these Muslims are. They're going to run to the Arabic. But the problem is there's Arabic-speaking Muslim and translators who believe that Jesus died. And I will show you that there is Arabic-speaking translators and actually a group of Muslims who believe that Jesus died. And they have all the right in the world to believe that Jesus died. And I will show you why. So let this Abdul speak.
The Arabic clearly says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. فَسَلَامٌ عَلَيَّ يَوْمَ وَلِدْتُ, the day I was born. يَوْمَ أَمُوتُ, if you put the أَمُوتُ, it's different than يَوْم أَمُت. I passed away, already passed away.
Okay.
See, I already passed away. And the day that I die, and the day that I already passed away. But look, I'm gonna show you something. What I'm gonna show you from. There's a group of people, you know, and I see if I remember what their name is. The Ahmadiyya. I think that if I'm calling it Ahmadiyya, they believe that Jesus died, and they are Muslims, and they believe that Jesus died. And I will show you from the one of their website. This one is called Al Islam, the official website of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. And I'm gonna show you. Let me go there real fast and show you what these people believe, because Muslims are not monolithic. They don't believe the same thing. And you know, we show you even translation of the Quran that says that Jesus died. The same verse that he quoted, and not the same verse, but another verse that shows that Jesus died. Sorry, it's not the same verse. Sorry. So let's share this real fast, and we just go there and kind of go to a little bit of what these people believe. I don't know if you, let me make sure that you guys can see what I'm sharing. So if you look at the screen, it says Al-Islam, the official website of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. So this is a Muslim website, not a Christian website that's making of stuff, you know. So they call Jesus Azrat Jesus. I would look up to see what Jesus Azrat mean, you know. I don't know if it means prophet or some honorable way of calling Jesus Azrat, and they put AS in a bracket. I don't really care about that, but so I'm gonna read something from this website, and you guys will see what these people actually believe in. So we're gonna scroll down a little bit, and I will show you that these people actually believe that Jesus was not killed. So let's read the verse, Surah 19, 31 to 34. I'm gonna show you how they translate this, how they make this to mean. Jesus said, I am a servant of Allah. He has given me the book and made me a prophet, and he has made me blessed wheresoever I may be, and has enjoined on me prayer and alms given so long as I live. He had made me dutiful towards my mother, and he has not made me haughty or unblessed. Peace was on me. Notice they say, peace was on me the day I was born, and peace there shall be on the day I shall die. So it still is, even though it's the future, it's telling something that Jesus speak while he was alive. And the day I shall be raised up to life. So the day that he shall die and the day that he shall raise up to life. He said the verse show that Azrat Jesus must have died. So must have died. That's what they says. And could not exist in heaven while with his physical body. If he was alive, he would have to give alms in heaven. So he would have to be given charity in heaven. But who would need alms there? No one. So that's a sensible question, in a sense. It's a very sensible question. If you would descend again to the earth alive, he would have to follow the Jewish prescription and both prayers and alms given, and could not be a follower of Islam law. Do you see that? He says if he was to descend back to earth, he would have to follow the Jewish life, because he came and he went away as a Jew. So he would have to follow the Jewish tradition. He could not come back as a Muslim under the Muslim Islamic tradition under Muhammad. Did his mother accompany him to heaven physically? How could he otherwise behave like a dutiful son towards his mother? So that's the question from them. That's the question from that side. He's saying that he died. And if you go further into this, delve further in, they believe that Jesus died on the cross and was resuscitated. Yeah. You go further and read into their thing, they believe that Jesus actually died on the cross. So listen to him. Physical ascension. The notion that Azrat Jesus float into the sky towards God in an unquranic concept is an unquranic concept. before going into the specific verses which refute the popular belief, it would be to note that heaven is a spiritual state which our soul experience after death. It is not a physical location beyond the stratosphere. By climbing Mount Everest, we do not come closer to God. So human, according to the Quran, must live and die in the physical universe. And they quote a verse here. They quote two verses. And for you, there is an abode on the earth and a provision for a time. He said, therein shall you live, and therein shall you die, and therefrom shall you be brought forth. According to this, it is Surah 7, verse 25 to 26. Have we not made the earth so as to hold the living and the dead? Surah 7, 77, 26 to 27. So these people are using the Quran to say Jesus died. On one occasion, the enemies of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, challenged him that they will not believe in him unless he ascend up into heaven and sent down to us a book. And that is Surah 17, verse 93. The Prophet replied, holy is my Lord, I am but a mortal sent as a messenger. And that is 1794. So what they are trying to say, he's a mortal and he cannot ascend up into heaven. That's what they're actually trying to say. Thus the prophet, like all human, lived and died on earth. If Jesus is alive today, he must be more than a mortal. So what he's saying, he must be more than a mortal. He must be God. Do you see? Do you see? So while they're trying all this stuff, they say if Jesus is alive today, he must be more than a mortal. That's what they believe. So this look at the way they translate this Surah 3 verse 56. You will see something. The way they translate it and the way other translators. I will show you a couple of translators that take this route of translating things that way. So in a minute, I will share that with you. I hope I find it real easily. Okay. So listen what they say. If any human being was able to go to heaven with his physical body, then it would have been our beloved holy Prophet Muhammad. So only Muhammad can go to heaven with the physical, the greatest of all the prophets. But the verse above indicates that since he is but a man, it is impossible. Do you see that? No. Here is this verse that another verse that they're using. I will cause you to die. That's what they believe the verse say. I will cause you to die, and you will listen. An important verse is the following. When Allah said, "O Jesus, I will cause you to die and will raise you up to myself and will clear thee of those who disbelieve and will place those who follow thee above those who disbelieve until the day of resurrection. Then to me shall you return, and I will judge between you concerning that wherein you differ." And they said that's how their translation of Surah 3, verse 56 That's their translation of it. The verse clearly indicate that Hazrat Jesus was to die a natural death and then only would be raised to Allah. The verse does not say that Hazrat Jesus will raise first, then will die. But the thing that I look at that is so appealing to me, you know, when I'm reading these things, you know, that is appealing to me. There's a verse that the person gave, and when you look at it, you say, what does this really mean? And I'm gonna find the verse and see what how this make a lot of sense. I think it says it was something 62. Let me show you. Okay. All right. Listen to this. You will see how this make a lot of sense. The person said the Quran says about person are beings worship of God. They are quoting what the Quran says about those who are worshipped as God. And look what the Quran says. Look what the Quran says here. So this is Surah 16, verse 21 to 22. And those on whom they call beside Allah created not anything, but they themselves created. They are dead, not living, and they know not when they will be raised. So you see, Surah 16, verse 21 to 22 is saying, and those on whom they call beside Allah created not anything, even though the Quran claimed that Jesus created bird by the permission of Allah. He still creates some. This is how crazy the Quran is. But they are themselves created. They are dead. They are dead. So all the people who have been worshipped, who people worship beside Allah are dead. That's what he's saying. And those on whom they call beside Allah created nothing. They created anything. They created not anything. But they are themselves created. They are dead, not living, and they know not when they will be raised. So these Muslims are using this to say that Jesus was killed. So not all Muslims are monolithic and believe that Jesus was not killed. So when this guy come here and he's selling this ringing of a bell as if Jesus, Isa, all Muslims believe that Isa was killed, that's a lie. There's a sheikh that I listen to. I tried to find his video. I don't know if they remove it from YouTube. He believed that Jesus was killed, and what he's saying is Allah killed Jesus. The Jews didn't. The Jews boast that they killed Jesus, but Allah killed him and take him away by killing him. And he used a verse to justify that, and I think the verse is Surah 18 something, where he says, "You did not kill them; Allah killed them. When you throw, it wasn't you who throw, but it was Allah who throw." I'm paraphrasing it. So they did not kill Isa, but Allah killed him. So there's Muslims who believe that Isa was killed. So when this guy is come here speaking all this stuff, not all Muslims believe the same thing. So let's go on just a little bit further. But he is no, what I want to show you from here is actually what I want to show you is that there is translation of the Quran that actually says that Allah, when you look at the translation, I want to show you some translations. I hope there's so much there. But no, that's not the one. So we go back and take that out. But there's some translation of the Quran that shows that that whoever the author, whoever the translator is, believe that Isa was killed. Let me see if okay, so let me see. I think it would be so there is many beliefs that these Muslims have. They don't have one belief. So when you see he come here and he sells this belief as if that's the only belief, that's not true. There's many beliefs. So yes, that is Surah 8. Sorry, I said Surah 18. It was Surah 8, verse 17 that says, and when you did not kill them, and you did not kill them, but it was Allah who killed them. And you throw not, O Muhammad, when you throw, but it was Allah who throw, that he might test the believers with a good test. So what he's saying, the guy using this verse, remember the Imam or a Sheikh, I can't remember exactly what he was. He used this verse to say that when Allah says the Jews did not kill Jesus, it was he who killed Jesus and not the Jews. But I don't know why I can't find this translation of. And then there's a paper also done by Cambridge University and the Ahmadiyya's interpretation. And they actually believe, as I say, there's more to them. They believe, say the crucifixion itself does not cause the death of a man, because only his hands, or the palm of his hands, for 4 hours, Christ was taken down from the cross, and it is certain that at that moment he was still alive. Then the disciples concealed him in a very secret place out of fear of the enemies of the Jews. So they actually believe that he went somewhere. I think they said he went to somewhere, a special ointment from the Middle East. I can't remember where they say he went. He went someplace and died. Oh, yes. Yes. He went to Sinagar in Kashmir, and he died in Sinagar in Kashmir. So you see that, so not all Muslims believe the same thing. There's another belief, I think it was another person who believed that he was resuscitated. But I want to find where this belief. I want to find where. Okay, no, this is from Cambridge University, and let me share this with you guys so you guys could see this. So let me share this with you guys. So this is Cambridge University. I think this is it. Yeah. So if you are seeing here, it's a little bit too little. Thus Ibn Zor defined Tawafu Allah as is a Gabad Ula or Allah Nasura Naf Saho Nasaho or whatever. Literally, God sees his soul. So these people who are Muslim is actually saying that God sees the soul of Isa. The body is left behind as the soul is taken by God. Body is left behind, soul is taken as a dead man, according to their belief. Their belief, taken by God. Ibn Mansur, Lisan al-Arab edition, Muhammad al-Sadiq. So you see, if you guys, I don't know how more I could make you guys see it, but you're seeing right here, and this is an article from Cambridge University, but you could see that there are Muslims who believe that Jesus was not killed, that Jesus was killed, that Jesus died. So there are Muslims who believe that Jesus died. But let's, yeah, I love Kelly Powers too, my brother. And Kelly Powers, he is humble, very humble guy, very humble. You know, he let the Muslim set the bait, because now we can look at it and see that the Muslim is a naive guy. But as we are seeing, I just want to go to that translation where it says that he was that Jesus died. It's a multiple okay, here we go. So this is the one. Okay, so we will find it. So that's cool. So let's share this translation, and you will see how different the translations are, and translated according to people's belief, Muslims' belief. You know, so I'm gonna share something with you guys in a minute, just to show you guys something. But anyway, let's look at something that we so here we go. All right, so I highlighted the word die so we could read all the translation that say that Jesus died. Popular, so this is called Islam Awakened. And if you guys can see, let me enlarge it so that you guys could see what I'm sharing with you guys. So this is called Islam Awakened. Look at it, and you will see. So the first translation here is from Muhammad Assad. He said, "Lo, God said, O Jesus, verily I shall cause thee to die, and shall exalt thee upon me, and shall exalt thee upon me, and cleanse thee of the presence of those who bent on denying the truth. And I shall place those who follow thee far above those who are bent on denying the truth, unto the day of judgment, of resurrection." So you see, he will cause thee to die. And that's Muhammad Assad. Then you have Safi Kaskas. And God said, Jesus, I will cause you to die and raise you up to me. So you see that. Two translations so far is saying that these at least if even if this is not the Arabic, these people believe that is the way to interpret the Arabic. So they believe that Jesus died. And these are Muslims. Muhammad Assad These are not Christian translation. And then when we look at, if we go further and just look, we will see that there is more. There is more. And then we have Wahiduni, Wahiduni, Wahidudi. Oh, sorry. Wahidudi Khan, Wahidudi. And God said, "Oh Jesus, I shall cause you to die and will raise you up to me." So you see why there are Muslims who believe that Jesus died. And then we have Shabir Ahmed. Shabir Ahmed. "Oh Jesus, I will cause you to die of a natural cause, and I will exalt you in honor in my court." Then we have Monotheistic Group. This is 2011 edition. God said, "Oh Jesus, I will let you die and rise you up to me." And then we have Abdul Majid Daria Badi. And he says, "Recall what time Allah said, 'O Isa, verily I shall make thee die, and I am lifting thee to myself." So you see, there's Muslims that believe. And Ali Bakatiari, and these names, Nijad, said, "Remember when God said, 'Jesus, I make you die and bring you up to me.'" So you see, Muhammad Shafi, when Allah said, "Oh Jesus, I am indeed going to make you die and raise you up to me." So there's many more. Many more. I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more. So you see, many Muslim translators believe that Jesus died. So I don't know what he reading into and saying in the future, that's your guess, because the Quran is not clear. The Quran is not a clear book that you can take and read and understand stuff. You guys have to guess and lean on other outside sources in order to understand the Quran, because that's what the Quran is. The Quran is a book that is not specified. It's not telling you anything. So just show you the Muslim mind. Let me show you the Muslim mind. See, this is Adamu Bukhari Ben Abu Bakr. Notice what he called me here? You can't hide this. You see that? What he called me? He always claim he will expose somebody. And every time he come here, he expose himself. He's the idiot that Christian priest call ignorant. You know? But I'm going to close off right here. And I'm going to continue with it because this has been going on for 3 hours. So I want to say our praises to the triune God. Our praises to the Father for giving us his son. I got to go to work, so take a bath and get there. And I have praises to the Holy Spirit. And I thank God for work and the health to work. And so let's leave with more positive note. We can't leave with negative notes, So, Kelly Power is a legend. Yes, he is a legend. I love that guy. I like his humbleness, and sometimes somebody can get under your skin and take your humbleness away from you. But anyway, we're gonna finish this here, and we're gonna continue. Look at what he says another time. I think I've revealed enough in one day. So peace out, and God love you all. All praises to the God, the triune God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And thank you, Father, for your many blessings. And thank you, Lord Jesus, for dying for our sin. And thank you, Holy Spirit, for giving us wisdom to reveal these Abdul. And so here goes another Abdul. Adam or Bukhari, and God, the evil spirit you meant. Right, I guess. This, remember, I always reveal this dumb donkey. This is the donkey that I reveal. You know, 1 minute he says Jesus came from a dirty vagina, and the next minute he says Jesus is a prophet of Allah. This is how stupid this donkey is. This Leia is one of the most stupidest donkey on social media. So when you see him, let me show you what to do when you see this donkey. You know, anytime you see this donkey, that's what you do. You know, because some of these guys, their brain are fried by Islam. They don't know how to think no more. So let's show you guys what to do when you see a donkey like these two donkeys. We're gonna leave by giving you what these donkeys deserve. So let's get out of here by giving them the donkey anthem. These two donkey, Leia and Adamu Abukari, let's get out of here by giving them the donkey anthem, because they are two donkeys. So my people, I love you guys. I even love these two donkeys too. So we're gonna say peace out, and we continue to reveal Islam.